Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another video. Yes, we are back with the Premier League predictions, and it is game week 8 this week, so we got some very good games being played this week, and let's get straight into it. The first game we have is Tottenham versus West Ham, starting the game week with a banger. So let's start with Tottenham. Spurs are doing quite alright this season. Their last game was rough for them though. They managed to lose to Brighton 3-2. Welbeck, the former gunner, scoring the winner. Johnson has been on fire ever since he deactivated his Instagram, and Tottenham need to find a way to consistently win. Onto West Ham, they're currently having quite a rough start to the season. They currently stand 12th in the Premier League, surprisingly considering the players that they signed in the summer. They won their match 4-1 though against Ipswich quite comfortably, and Kudus is some player. He could absolutely glide past players. He's probably one of West Ham's best players at this moment. Maybe West Ham could gain some momentum and confidence after that win. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-2 draw between the two. Moving into Ipswich versus Everton, this could be quite a underrated match. So let's get started with Ipswich. They're doing alright as a newly promoted team. Last game they struggled, as I mentioned. They lost 4-1 to West Ham, only goal being scored by Liam Delap, and I believe, as I said in my predictions video for the whole Premier League, it might take them some time, and I think eventually Kieran McKenna will find something that works. And a fun fact is actually they have not won a single match this season. So moving on to Everton, they're doing not too bad. Last game they managed a draw against Newcastle. McNeil has been a standout player for Everton, and it is crazy. For Everton last season they had the third best defense in the league, and so far this season they're joint second worst defensive record in the league, and Sean Dyche, I believe, can definitely turn it around. And my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Everton. Moving on to Manchester United versus Brentford. This game is going to be very good, so let's get started with Manchester United. United have been struggling hard, I can't lie. They have not won a single game in 5 matches. They got cooked by Tottenham 3-0 a few weeks back, and they did alright against Aston Villa, which they drew 0-0 against. And if they do not at least win one of their next matches, we could be seeing Ten Hag getting sacked. Onto Brentford, this team is doing quite well this season. Their last game was a insane one, like absolutely incredible. They played Wolves and won that game 5-3. Pretty crazy scoreline, and Mbeumo has been becoming the star man in this team ever since Tony left. He has taken up that role in scoring goals, getting assists, and the new signing Fabio Carvalho has been making an impact as well. He got a goal in their last match as well, and this team is looking quite good this season. And my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Brentford. Now Fulham versus Aston Villa, another game that will be tight in my opinion. So let's get started with Fulham. They're looking quite good this season. They already have some standout results for sure, like beating Newcastle a month ago 3-1, and also giving Man City a fight in their last game, which unfortunately they did lose 3-2. But Emile Smith-Rowe has been making a pretty good impact in this team. I think Fulham are a team that are underrated this season, and we need to keep an eye on them for sure. Onto Aston Villa, they're looking like a very good team with lots of quality. John Duran is a man that scores every time off the bench. I believe in his last 7 games he has scored every single time off the bench. What a player he is. And Aston Villa did struggle quite a bit against Manchester United, but they managed to get only 1 shot on target against Manchester United. So it's going to be interesting to see how Emery sets up in this match, and personally I see this game going as a 1-1 draw. Newcastle versus Brighton. This is going to be such a good game, so let's get started with Newcastle. Recently, Newcastle seem to be struggling quite a bit, getting a draw against Everton, which in my opinion, they should be winning. Isak is obviously injured, so he missed that game, and Tonali is back in the team as well after his ban, which is huge for Newcastle. I believe Newcastle could push for European football once again. And on to Brighton. Brighton have not been too bad as well. They actually managed a 3-2 win against Tottenham in their last game. Ruder and Mente getting on the score sheet. Before that game, they just kept losing or drawing, and Mitoma is very key for them this season, running down that wing, especially with his incredible tight dribbling and just that close control when he's dribbling. It's amazing. And my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Newcastle. Now moving on to Southampton versus Leicester. This game could be a bit more quiet. These teams played each other last year in the championship. So let's get started with Southampton. They have not started the season well at all, sitting in 19th in the table in the relegation zone with 1 draw and 6 losses. So maybe the manager could be getting a sack quite soon, but last game they lost to Arsenal 3-1, which is pretty rough. Ramsdale losing against his former club as well. On to Leicester. Leicester are doing not too bad, sitting in 15th in this current moment, and they got a 1-0 win against Bournemouth last game, and I did not expect them to beat Bournemouth at all. Buonanotte, the new signing, securing them the winning goal, and I believe that win will probably give Leicester some confidence coming into this match. My prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Leicester. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Potentially a really solid game here. So let's get started with Bournemouth. Bournemouth have not been too bad this season. Obviously, it is looking rough losing Solanke to Tottenham, and the last game was a rough loss, a 1-0 loss against Leicester. So they had more shots, just could not get them on target and couldn't even score as well. And I have not seen Ivan Nelson play yet, so I gotta watch him eventually play in this Bournemouth team, and I believe Bournemouth have a very good winger in Semenyo as well. On to Arsenal. This team is looking pretty good results wise. Playing wise, we are not at our best yet. New signings like Calafiori, Marino, etc. have impressed me so far. Havertz is starting to get more goals, which we love to see, and Arsenal still remain unbeaten, so hopefully we could keep it up. And Martinelli is getting involved as well now because Calafiori allows them to have that solidity behind them. So my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Arsenal. Now we move on to Wolves versus Manchester City. Man City should stroll through this realistically. So let's get started with Wolves. Wolves are looking horrific so far after looking quite good last season. I don't know what has happened this season. This season they said dead last in 20th. They have 7 games played, 1 draw and 6 losses. That is something you do not expect from this Wolves team. I believe their main problem is their defense. They keep conceding quite a few goals. They have conceded 21 goals this season. That is outrageous. On to Man City, the champions from last season. They have not looked convincing so far, but they are still unbeaten in this campaign. Haaland is genuinely a robot. This guy has 10 goals in 7 games. Doku is a player who will ball this season in my opinion, and this team is capable of just switching on and going unbeaten for 20 plus games. It's just unreal. But a player that they are missing is Rodri, one of their most important players from last season and overall a very important player. My prediction is going to be a 4-0 win for Manchester City. Liverpool versus Chelsea, the biggest game this weekend. It's going to be such a good one to watch. So let's get started with Liverpool. They're looking absolutely amazing this season under their new coach Arne Slot. Liverpool look like a more calm and composed team. The front line with Salah and Diaz is looking very dangerous, and the other side of the field in the defense, is very solid as well. Liverpool have only conceded 2 goals so far this season. Moving into Chelsea, I've got to admit, Chelsea are looking quite good. Orozco might have found what works for this team, and Palmer continues to ball out this season for Chelsea, and Chelsea seem to be playing some very nice football once again. Madueke is a player finding his form slowly, and we could possibly see Chelsea putting up a fight in this match. It's going to be a very tight one in my opinion, and my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Liverpool. And moving into the last match, Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. This game we could see being a battle. So let's get started with Forest. They're looking not too bad as well this season, sitting 10th in the Premier League, which is pretty crazy. Joint second best defense in the league as well. That is incredible. It is crazy considering Milinkovic just joined the club in the summer, and now he is part of the joint second best defense in the league. And they have quite a few quality players in Elanga, Ward-Prowse, Gibbs White, etc. And this could be a team that surprises us this year. On to Crystal Palace, they're not doing well at all this season. They're actually sat 18th place in the relegation zone actually, and maybe Palace are really missing a player like Elise in their team, and Eze has been not good in terms of performances. He has kind of gone missing, but in their last match they lost 1-0 to Liverpool, and they have not won a game at all of this season. They have 3 draws and 4 losses. That's pretty crazy considering their form at the end of last season. My prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Nottingham Forest. Now thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below all your predictions for these games, and don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.